Today is the 17th of May and today is International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia and Biphobia. So I have a very special video for today. However, when you'll be seeing this video will be during Pride Month. I'm planning to do a couple of different videos like this and put them all up during the Pride Month. But yes, the day I'm filming this is International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia and Biphobia. So today I'm going to be trying to do a little bit of a makeup and outfit look, if I can find some things that resemble the colours of the right flag. I've chosen to do the bisexual colours for the look today because I am pansexual, but I am not offended if people call me bisexual. I'll sometimes use the bisexual label if I'm talking to someone who I know is uncommon with LGBT labels and they might be more common with the bisexual label instead of having to say pansexual and then describe it and then add on more sexualities or more labels that apply to me. It's just easier to have one that they probably have already heard of. Also, as usual, Arlo is popping in and out. You might see him in a shot or two wandering about. And just for full disclaimer, I am in no way good at makeup any particular. This is just a fun little video to follow me through trying to create something with some colour and have some fun with it. I don't really know what I'm doing. The products that I'm using are not going to be very professional, but I'm going to do what I can with what I have. So we're going to get right on into it. So starting off, not something I use very often at all, only when I'm doing something like this or going out of an evening and I want my makeup to last a little bit longer, is primer. This is the Makeup Academy Pro Base Primer and I've had this for a while, so it's probably out of date, but it still seems to do the job. I should probably get a new one. So I normally put the primer just under my eyes and on the eyelid mainly, because that's the bit that's going to have the most makeup on it basically. I also put a bit around my nose and on my forehead and just a bit on my chin as well, because those are the areas that cake makeup the most and the bits that I'm most dry, so it helps to kind of fill in those dry bits and make sure that the makeup that I'm about to put on my face looks a little bit better on those particular areas. Next thing I'm going to do is use the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, which I got in Florida. And although everyone rants and raves about it, hence why I bought it when I was there, there isn't very much in it. So unless there's some kind of secret contraption of getting more out of it that I'm not seeing, they're not very big. There's not very much. Some foundation. I've not completely blended this out just yet. As you can see, it's slightly warmer coloured than my actual skin tone, but once everything's finished I find it doesn't look as bad. This is the last of my 11N shade from the Lush Foundation, so it is getting beyond its best at the moment. I'm applying it with a flat brush and trying my best to make it blend as best as possible. I do like my foundation to be slightly warmer toned than my actual skin colour because I am desperately pale and I'd like to imagine my skin has seen the sun at least once in its lifetime, so hence why the slightly tanned face. Just using a little bit of the 5N concealer from Lush as well. Again, I'm near the end of it, just to lighten up under my eyes, my nose and just at the top of the cheeks. So next I'm using up the last of my Emotional Brilliance translucent face powder from Lush with a fluffy brush and put it all over my face. I like my face to be as matte as possible, so I use a lot of powder. Okay, so now we get to start on the fun stuff. I think I'm going to start with my Proud from Jolie Beauty palette, which my lovely girlfriend bought for me, and it's also very apt for this video. I'm wanting to do something quite dramatic and winging out a lot. I'm going to start with the Jeffrey colour, which is a very hot pink colour. Hopefully you can see that. I'm just gonna map out where I want to go with the eyeshadow. So this is the kind of shape I'm going to try and go for. Which is a kind of more violet colour, and then mix a little bit of Ruby and Nadia to kind of transition between the Jeffrey and probably Alok or Ellen, a mix of those. for the final, the blues, so I'm going to go with the Ellen and Alok to try and get a nice blue, so it's a lighter kind of cobalt blue and then a dark navy. the Independent from Lush. They've recently changed the formula of how they do eyeliners, so this one's definitely on its way out. This Sporty Fabulous Lash Extreme Purple Mascara. It doesn't do much, but it'll add perhaps just a little bit of colour to my eyelashes. For my bottom lashes, I'm going to use some Eyes Right, which is just black mascara from Lush as well. I'm also going to use some blusher, which is the Technique Cheek Sculpt, which I've had for, again, ages. So we're going to do a bit of that. This is the Rimmel London Professional Eyebrow Pencil. It's one that I've used for many years because I like the colour of it. It is in 002 Hazel. So now that I'm relatively happy with the one side of my face, now is the issue of trying to get the left hand side of my face to match. I think I've managed to get them to match pretty closely, so that's always good. Next thing I'm going to do is also going to make makeup professional people turn in, not their graves, but just turn in disgust. Is I'm going to highlight, but I don't own any highlighter, so I just use iridescent eyeshadow instead, which works pretty much exactly the same to me. So this is the Revolution palette. This is Passion for Colour Reloaded. I'm just going to use the light pink one here to highlight my cheekbones and my nose. And the next thing I'm going to try might also not work. I'm going to try and do the Bi Flag in lipstick, but with the pink in the middle going out from purple to blue. So we'll see if that works. I'm going to start with this teeny little hot pink lipstick. It's a Marks & Spencer's lipstick actually. And their lipsticks are actually quite nice. So this is bright magenta. It's a very small one, as you can see, well used, or very old at least, so I'm going to use this one. Okay, next is the purple, which I'm using the Barry M. This is 156 apparently. It's kind of deep magenta purple. Next I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Atomic shade Make It Right. Atomic Make It Right, which is a dark purple violet. And then finally I'm going to finish with Velvet Lip Lacquer from Makeup Academy Luxe. in this beautiful blue colour in Splash. So I think I'm done with the makeup. The lips turned out well, although the bright pink in the middle has kind of merged with the purple around it. So now I'm going to try do something with my hair, put on some bi-coloured clothes, and I will see you in 2 seconds. Okay, so I tried to do something with my hair. I'm not very good at curling my hair. My hair is naturally curly anyway, so it never really seems to work well, but I went for a kind of 80s retro vibe. I think it matches the makeup quite well as well. So yes, this is the completed makeup look and hair. I'll do some close-ups with the clothes itself. The shirt and the skirt are both vintage from Armstrong's Vintage in Edinburgh, and the top is just from Primark. The earrings are from Joe Cool, and the hair, if anyone is wondering, it is Arctic Fox, very faded. The colours I originally used were Neon Moon and Cosmic Sunshine. So yes, enjoy some footage of me dancing in Bi Vibe. I've taken way too many photos and spent way too long posing in front of my camera. It's now time to take it off. But I won't subject you to seeing the purple mush that my face is about to become. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Like I said, I'm not an expert at makeup. I don't really know what I'm doing. So this was just a little bit of fun and take you along with me on the journey. As a pansexual or bisexual, like I already explained, I'm happy with either. I have faced biphobia, panphobia because of not being gay enough, or pretending to get attention, or being too straight. You can never win with some people. And it's very sad when it's coming from the LGBT community itself, because we've all faced discrimination in varying amounts of time and amounts and horribleness, but all discrimination, even small, is still bad. So especially for anyone in the LGBT plus community, it's so important to make sure that you're not gatekeeping the community, because they just don't need to. I think a lot of people, when I first came out as bi or pan and also liked people of the same gender or other genders than the opposite gender to me, a lot of people kind of assume that you're trying to be quirky, you're trying to be cool, you're trying to have some kind of personality. But sure, being gay is part of my personality, but that's not me. It's just who I am. And I think now that I'm dating a girl, it's kind of put the realism for these people into perspective that I do actually, I'm now having a long-term relationship with a girl, so I like both, I like either, I like all. And if people want to identify as bisexual and then want to identify as pansexual or turn out to be gay or whatever it is, it's not a stepping stone to being gay, it's not a phase. It's just what that person feels comfortable with identifying with at that point in time. And that's completely acceptable if they change, if they never change. It's all fine. So if someone comes out as bisexual, don't immediately assume that it's just a stepping stone to them coming out as gay. Like I said, I'm happy with both words. Personally, I prefer the word pansexual. The kind of slogan that comes along with it is hearts not parts, which is exactly what I feel, and that especially ties in with my asexuality because I definitely don't care about the parts. I just want to be with someone who I enjoy being with and that I like, and so pansexual fits more in that term for me, but I would happily use the term bisexual in the same way that I like people of more than one gender or more than the opposite gender to me. But always check with your bisexual, pansexual person what terms they prefer. That's just how I feel about them, but everyone is completely different and that's completely okay. What's not okay is trying to distinguish between bisexual and pansexual as bisexual being transphobic or pansexuals trying to make themselves sound better than bisexuals. That's not cool, guys. We're lucky enough to have two labels that are slightly different and both describe a very similar feeling, and if you are fluid between both of those labels, that's completely okay. But yes, hug your fellow gays, your fellow trans, your fellow bisexuals. Give them all the love in the world. Take a moment to talk to someone that you know and try and learn their story. Try and hear something from their side. So yes, everybody be kind, love each other, love who you want to love, be happy, be healthy, stay sane. We're probably still in lockdown in June. I'm not going to be that optimistic. And I want to wish you a fabulous evening, morning, day, afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. And I will see you next time. Bye!